Welcome to Star Trek Online Academy with Oldbob 10025. In our last episode, we actually went over the ground gear. Next, we're going to go over the space gear and how that kind of works in itself. So, just to let you know, I'm doing these for all the new players like out there. I see a lot of different videos, but what they do is only do one video, and then hopefully you're going to learn these different things. But this is all the tips and tricks that the vets know. I'm not saying I'm a vet or anything, but I know a lot about the game. That we can give to you, that I can give to you to go ahead and impart the information to you guys. So I'm trying to help you out like with these, and if you're a vet, teach other people, go ahead and teach other people about these different things if you can. This is a very good game to go play with different people. So let me go get to space gear now. So in order to get to space gear, click your paper doll, which is a character status. Now I have the USS Condor, which is a Miranda class. Oh my god, I love this thing. I wish you could have this for a long time, but anyway, so here we go. So one of the things you got to understand about this game, it has a lot of bugs. And one of the bugs is you cannot see your stats directly on the ground. You have to go in space, and I'll show you that later on as well. I'll get into that like later on. But you can't see your stats that should be your stats. So all these are just representative, just like whatever weirdo stats they have into it. But in order to see the true representation of all the stuff you put inside your ship, you have to go in space to go look at it. I know it's weird. I don't know why they haven't fixed this, but it's been 5 years, I think, five or 6 years. They haven't fixed it yet. So, but that's one of the things that you got to understand when you go and do your stuff. When you look at your stats going, oh man, that doesn't do anything. This is the reason why. Okay, so all ships have fore and aft weapons. So when you first get your ship, you have phaser beam rays, which are common. They're crappy. So one thing you want to do, these are level 0 and level 1. Okay, these are obviously going to be a uncommon, as explained in the last one. Uncommon is much better than common weapons. Excuse me. So you're looking at the current aft weapon, or the current fore weapon is, or the current aft weapon is 100 phaser damage, 80 DPS. The uncommon is a level 1, which has 111.4 phaser damage, which is 89.1 DPS. So it's 9.1 like DPS better. And then also too, which you have to understand, a lot of people like to have, I'm going to have disruptors and phasers and everything else. I'll get into power distribution later on. I know I say that a lot, but there's a lot to this game that I don't want to overwhelm a lot of people to go ahead and have. So one of the things is we have multiple weapon systems like disruptors and phasers. What happens is if you have if you're firing any other type of weapons and a phaser, then all your weapon power goes down by 10 points. So generally when you do your builds, you want to make sure you have all your weapons as one type of weapon. That doesn't include the torpedoes. Torpedoes can be like anything, a plasma, like whatever you want. But the phasers, or phasers, disruptors, tachyon beams, polar ion beams, and the whatever, has to be the same one. It doesn't have to be, but you get more juice out of it if you have all one type of weapon. So that's something you should know about like later on. So when you do your builds and everything else, or space gear, you have fore and aft weapons. So we're going to go ahead and take our fore weapons, which is, like I said before, since it is a account bound on equip, and basically that means I could trade to someone else, but if I put it on my ship, it's now going to be mine. This is mine. I can't do anything else except for sell it into the exchange, or sell it to the vendor basically, or just right click it and go and sell it. And then my torpedo, I'm going to take that one out because now I have a better torpedo than this one. So this one's only going to do 1,352. This one does 1,496 and a 10% accuracy, and it's uncommon and does more DPS. So I'm definitely going to take that one. So always when you do your stuff, you want to make sure you have the highest level you can inside the game itself. Now when you play the game, between 1 and 10 levels for your character, which is these here, 1 and 10 levels for your character, you can only use 1 and 2 level equipment. When you get to higher levels, you're able to go ahead and use, once you hit 11, you'll be able to use 3 and 4. Then from 11 to 20 is 3 and 4. From 21 to 30 is 5 and 6. And then from I believe so, I might be wrong on this, but let me go check on this. But anyways, you want to make sure you have your levels definitely done on those. Now obviously, basically for the phaser rays and then photons, definitely in front. Then I have one in the back here. I'm going to go put that in there as well. Then you have deflectors, which what happens with deflectors, they have different types of deflectors. So when you have your deflectors, you want to look at the information about them. So when you do your builds, you want to make sure you have different items. Like if you're going to do a stealth build, you have this one, which gives starship like sensors. Improve stealth. I'm sorry. When you want to make a kind of detector build, my mistake there. We make a detector build. You go look at starship sensors and then improve stealth detection and resist, confuse, and placate. So anytime you get so when you use Fire on My Mark sensor scan, this will actually improve your detecting of other cloaked ships, like say Romulans or the Klingons. And then also it has a passive stealth detection. It is also innately improved by auxiliary power. So the higher your auxiliary power, the more you're going to be able to go ahead and have a better chance at detecting stealth ships. Inertial dampeners. It resists hold, disable, knock, repel, and slow. So this will actually help you resist against those types of items. When you get a tractor beam, or a tractor beam is kind of like a hold, when you get held by a tractor beam, you're more likely to go and resist actually having the ship being stuck in one place. Because what happens is you're stuck in one place and they can just pound one shield with all the different weapons. So, and then also resist shield drain and plus energy drain, which is starship power like insulators. Tachyon beams and I think the Tholians basically, they also go ahead and the Tholians actually go ahead and drain your shields. So this will help you. And Borg, oh my god, they drain your shields like crazy. So you're going to definitely need a lot of these when you fight the Borg. This will help you in resisting the shield drain for that. So we can go over that. So this is, obviously that's a level 2. It's uncommon like level 2, so put it there. Then Impulse Engine, same thing. Put that there. Now the impulse engine, basically that's how fast you go, flight speed, and then your turn rate. This also like affects how quickly you turn and your flight speed at higher levels. So, and then we're going to need a warp core, which I don't think I got a warp core, did I? No, I didn't actually. I didn't get a warp core for some reason. Later on you get some warp cores, and basically you either purchase them through the exchange or get them through episodes and missions. Now what I recommend is you do not purchase anything until you hit level 50, for the simple reason is you're going to get all the cool equipment from doing the episodes, which are these ones here. I'll go into like later as well. You do all the episodes, and once you do all the episodes, which are these, you get all this cool equipment. There's a lot of cool equipment that you get. So don't purchase anything in the exchange until you hit level 50. Once you hit level 50, you're able to use level 12 gear, 12 and 14 gear. So once you hit that mark, you'll be able to use anything you want. So I would not recommend buying anything in the exchange or anything else like that. Now they have shields, which I do not have a shield thing here, but that's okay. Now devices are going to be something like, say, like a shield repair, or a or something like you could drop a turret to go ahead and shoot like different people. Those are devices. They're like a one-time use type thing. They have some that actually have just, you pop it in there and it's always on, but those are different ones you probably won't get until later on, like in the game itself. The engineering consoles, that is what this is right here, which in engineering consoles is something you can put into your console, which gives you ability to go and resist damage. Like this one gives kinetic energy damage resistance and all energy. So I'm going to pop that inside there. So anything physical, like say like photon torpedoes, that's a physical. Since those do kinetic damage, they do kinetic damage, and then they'll resist against a photon being hit against your ship. Plasma will be energy, so it just all depends. Science, you have one science like console, and science consoles are generally to help you detect ships, to go ahead and they're mainly used for a lot of them for the science officers, but every ship has a science console. So basically you could use it to go to increase your shield regeneration rate, increase your shield healing. There's a whole mess of different consoles, which I'll get into later in a more in-depth type thing. This will just get you into the game and playing the game itself. So science console, pop that inside there. Just like I said, it's uncommon. And then tactical consoles always add something to your ship as far as firepower. So obviously, since we're using phaser beams, I have a tactical console which gives me plus 3.8% damage on phaser beams. So pop that inside there. There you go. So all three of these, later on in the game, you'll have some that have 5 tactical or 5 science or 5 engineering consoles. So it just all depends in the game itself. But these you're not going to use anymore, because these generally, when you get up to level 50 and anything below level 50, you generally just toss, because the simple reason is you want to have all your stuff maxed out in gear to level 12 to 14, 12 to 14 basically, depending what it is. Sometimes you might have some extra stuff because you never got around to go ahead and let's say upgrading your level 10 Neutronium Alloy Mark 10 to a level to like a level 12, but that's just up to you basically, like later on. So this is about ships. Now the ships has loadouts. Teach you about loadouts real quick. Basically with loadouts you could save once you have your ship designed and done, as far as officers, as far as your skills, your stations and everything else, you have everything ready and done for it. You could save it to a loadout. Just click this new loadout, and whatever loadout you want to have, we'll call a cool new ship. So my loadout now, anytime I take anything off, I could go say, hey, I want to my cool new ship. It's going right back in there. So when I change ships, when I have more ships and I change them out and everything, I could have like a set design I like to play with that ship. That's what that does. So, I really appreciate you guys watching. Next episode, what I'll probably be doing is Grand Gear. I'll probably gonna figure it out in a second. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, and I will see you in Star Trek Online.